Alright, Holmes, we need to... well, we need to talk about something, alright? How is it, like... Okay, if there was a Emmy Awards... If there was an Emmy Award for... like, Crunchyroll Awards, sorry. If there was a Crunchyroll Awards... and it had different tiers of awards, like, 5 different tiers of rewards, like, 5 would be, like the lowest, and then the 4th would be the second to lowest, the 3rd would be average, the 2nd would be, above average, and then the 1 would just be, excuse me, but, what? yeah, that's it. And I feel like number 1 has been given to possibly every episode so far of Season 2. But when you talk about Season 4, like we are going to do in this episode, I think we need a new number to up 1. I think we're literally going to have to put an S rank. Even though S rank is basically the same as 1, I think we're going to have to put an S rank above 1. Because Episode 4 of Memoria Freese Season 2 is an S rank. S meaning... say what? And I know that's similar to 1, but... you know what? Who cares? Alrighty, Dwighty Kitty Kites. It is 12, or almost 12, at night. Oh, actually, it would be 12 in the morning? No, yeah, it would be... it's close to 1 in the morning, let's say that. It's close to 1 in the morning here in France. And though I was tired from watching too much Kindergarten 2 on GT Live, when I saw this episode of Memoria Freeze, alright, when I saw episode 4, War Game, it's like I slept for 8 hours. Hey, fellas. You feeling what I've been felling? So, I've just finished the 4th episode. Like, it hasn't even been 10 minutes. Alright? That's how fresh this review is gonna be. I mean, all of the reviews on all the episodes are like that, but... anyway. Like I said, let's talk about episode 4. Episode 4 was just a beautiful, sorry that I had to skip that. I just needed to. That was so it was so necessary that... Alright, so, like I said, let's talk about episode 4, alright? So, but before we talk about episode 4, episode 1, like I said, deserves a 1, episode 1 of Season 2 deserves a 1, as well as 2 and 3. If you're wondering what my scaling is for all of Season 1, that's like, that compared to this season, it's a 2. Just saying. But here's the thing. See, somehow this season, with the episodes, and I know I've said this before in past reviews, but somehow this season has just managed to make every single episode after the last have a completely different feel to it, but also hype you up sort of in the same way, if that makes sense. So, it just boggles me. Like, first episode of Season 2, right? We're gonna be recapping this for, like, the 50th time, but we're saying it. Episode 1. we meet the Apollo Familia. We, Makoto, we get the knowledge of Makoto sort of being in the group of, or the adventuring dungeon group of of Belle, Wealth, and Lily. And, that's cool. We get to see a little bit of Seer, we get to see a little bit of Bet in the bar where the Belle's crew had a little fight with the Apollo Familia. All of that jazz. So that goes like that, and then obviously what happens later is, Hestia and Belle are then invited to a goddess banquet that Apollo is hosting, as well as a bunch of other people are going to. A bunch of other gods and goddesses and their favorite children. Loki and Aiz, which low-key, Aiz and Belle had a sweet moment at that banquet. That was all nice, that was all great, and then the big shocker at the end of the episode was Apollo basically just said, "Oh yeah, Hestia, your familia did this to my familia," and just made it look like all of his guys were just completely dead, basically. Just blaming it all on the Hestia familia, like I said. And then he's like, "Oh, I challenge you to a war game. Do you accept?" And then everyone's like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" And then the episode ends there with the greatest ending song in any anime. Sorry. In a while. Not the best, but the best one in a while. I'll say that. To refrain from... I don't watch that much anime, right? To refrain from anyone arguing with me. Anyway, so... Second episode. Freaking things go to shootster. When... It starts off, obviously with Hestia and Belle being in... They're about to exit their little church, abandoned church, basement thing. When they suddenly... and they're talking about Apollo and the whole thing, and then they still haven't agreed to the war game. Then out of nowhere, they get... Not raided, they get ambushed, I believe. Yeah, they get ambushed by the Apollo Familia. Also, with the Soma Familia, interestingly enough, a bunch of stuff happens there. They run away. Lily, Wealth, I believe Naza, and Makoto, Oka, and Chigusa all pitch in to help. And in the very end, besides Hestia's declaration of love to Belle, and him not just saying, "I love you back," just saying, "I appreciate you," basically Belle and Hestia end up going to the Apollo mansion. She's like, "Yo, Apollo, I accept the war game." So then, that ends like that. It ends then with Hestia. Lily goes off, and then Hestia's like, "Belle, do what you can with these days. I'll try to postpone the war game as best I can, so train as best as you can." And then he trains as best as he can. Oh, that is great. So if I haven't mentioned that by this point. He has to train as best as he can. He goes to Aiz and Tiona for help. And yeah, the episode ends there. And, at this point, episodes 1 and 2, they're getting me real hype. This is super duper cool. Alright, now episode 3 rolls around. And then you don't see Belle that much. He's just training with Aiz and Tiona. You see them every once in a while between each scene. And a bunch of stuff happens in episode 3. We got Hestia. I believe it's called Reunion, right? you forget, but it's reunion, which also sounds like, well, it's conversion, I believe, but it's sort of like reunion, because that was also the name of one of the intro songs to this game. 10-minute mark. It's not called that, but you know what I mean. So it's reunion, and Hestia basically wants... Oh yeah, Hestia gathers Welf, Naza, not Ru, and Makoto, Hitachi, and Oka, Hitachi being Chigusa, to help save Lily from Soma and Apollo. Actually, no, just Soma. Soma Familia. And so, then, besides all of the, oh yeah, Lily's trapped in there, and then, the person that's watching over her is really mean and really potato-ish because he's under the spell of wanting a lot of Soma wine. And then, of course, the guard helping Lily out because the guard hates the guy that likes the Soma wine, which is basically everybody in the goddamn Familia. And so, basically, Hestia and her little group, or Familia, whatever, Hestia and her, yeah, help out, save Lily, and Lily is saved, and also, at the end of the episode, Lily, I believe, yeah, Lily, Rue, Wealth? Oh yeah, and then there's also, like, in that, I'm sure I'm getting everything mixed up. In that episode, there's also, like, a conversation between Hestia and the other gods and goddesses about this whole thing, and a bunch of different stuff. Anyway, so then afterward, all this, they save Lily, but also with, along with Lily, Rue, Welf, and Makoto all join the Hestia Familia to help out Belle in the war game. And then that's just great. Like, that was a big shocker in that episode. Like, everything, like, every episode is basically had a shocker. You know, it's like, oh yeah. Well, I mean, episode 1 had, like, I guess 2 cool shockers, I guess. You know, of course, Apollo shocker, and then, of course, just all the gods and... Well, all the gods, not goddesses. All the gods, you know, just helping Belle to get, with Ace the Dance, which I thought was cool. If I've already mentioned that already. You know, that was cool, and then, well, it's not really a shocker then, is it? And then episode 2, where Hestia basically said, I accept your war game, and all that. Oh, yeah, and, you know, professing her love to Belle, and all that. And then, you know, like episode 1 and 2 had that shocker, and then episode 3 had the shocker of, you know, like I just said, everyone basically just joining the Hestia Familia to help out on the war game. Then episode 4 rolls around. Episode 4 rolls around. And I just took off my glasses, if you're wondering what you just heard fall. I didn't drop my glasses, I just put them on a table. Alright, episode 4. So I don't know if y'all know this show. It's called Escape the Night. It's a great show. Joey Graceffa, great creator of the show. Love him. Absolutely love him, love the show, love everything about the show. Seen all 3 seasons, including the 4th one, which is currently going on. And let me tell you something about the 4th season, alright? If you haven't watched the show, please watch it. This video isn't sponsored. But I know this has nothing to do with Memoria, Freese, but trust me, it does. So I'm not going to give you a synopsis of the show because I just inquire you to just check it out yourself. Because if I give you a synopsis of the show, it's not really going to be a synopsis, it's just going to be a bunch of spoilers. So, anyway, like I was saying, alright, so the thing is that when it comes to Escape the Night, Season 4 as as of now. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm basically gonna spoil season. Whatever. Season 4 so far is there's a few twists here and there, right? Season 4 has its ups and downs, mostly shocks, shookarinas, if you will. But episode 5, I believe, came out 2 days ago, and I watched it last night. I was very shook. Very, very shook. Let me just say, alright? I am not a long-time fan. I started watching Escape the Night from season 2, so I've been, like, not a veteran, but a veteran at the same time of the show. But basically, you know, there's been a lot of shockers here and there, alright? But let me tell you, episode 4 of Memoria Freese, season 2, had more twists and more shocks than all 4 seasons of Escape the Night put together. All right, and I may be wrong, but I feel like I'm right. If I'm wrong, then I can just watch all 4 seasons right now because I have YouTube Premium, weird flex, but all right. Anyway. They have to say, Memoria Freeze, Episode 4, War Game, is by far something we need to discuss, like I've been saying, this entire time. Right now. Alright, so why don't we? Why don't we do that then? And while we're doing that, let's do some cool stuff. So I just want to say this. We're not going to do... Actually, we have to do the Substory, which sucks. So you know what? Let's actually do that first. So, yeah, let me just... Yeah. Special Novel 4. Yeah. Let's just do that before I get into this year-long review. Spy Girl. Alright. Few days before the War Games. Alright, cool. Oh yeah, I want to know about this. Luan. Oh. Oh, really? Is this how it came to be? Alright, I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, well, it's been a while. I had to get some things done here and there, but we're finally back on our shoes. So basically, Hestia says, well, I guess it's time for War Game to start. And then this passed by, which is, my transformation magic can be of use for Master Bell, and I'll do whatever I can to help. Oh, and auto on. Nope. Oh. Naza was useful, even though she wasn't in the fight. The real infiltration, alright. Oh, that's... okay. Alright, that makes sense. minute mark.
じゃあ頼んだぜサポーター君。あなたの傷は私のもの、私の傷は私のもの。それじゃあ行ってくるぜ。
Alright, so let's talk finally. If this can load. Okay, cool. So, episode 4 of Memoria Freese. Season 2.
さあ私たちのデートを始めましょう。
Starts off with Hestia, Wealth, Lily,
またデートに連れて行ってくれる
Rue,
の選択肢を選んで
and Makoto all waiting, like they're all standing in the ruins of Arario, or ruins of the abandoned church, waiting for Belle to come back from training
も
with
しかして
Ace
デー
and
トを
Fiona.
始めようじゃないか。
And they're all waiting, some epic music plays, and then he finally rolls in, and then they're like, alright, it's time to war game, boys and girls, and then
問題ない。
intro
手を貸
starts,
してあげる
and, I rock out, because I don't really listen to the intro that much, I only listen to the outro,
君と僕の絆の勝利だぜ。
which I feel like I should start listening to the intro, because I've listened to the outro way too much. So, anyway, my point is that I...
我らに挑もうと。
oh yeah, the
いい
point is
度胸
that
だ。
after the intro, a bunch of stuff happened in this episode. Like I said, there's a bunch of twists and
私たちのデ
turns.
ートを始めましょう。デートを始めよう
But
じゃ
the
ないか。
first thing I believe that happened, if my memory serves me anything close to right, is
私たちのデートを始めましょう。
Hestia says bye to Belle, because Belle is then taken in a cart off to the castle, where apparently war games are held, or a war game is held. This particular one, I guess, is held. And so they drive him off there, and you know Hestia's like, she says you can do it. I'll be waiting for your return and all that. And he's like, all right, all that. And so then he starts going in this cart.
私たちのデートを始めましょう。
And he's with a few other people in there, and the other people are like, yo, you're a little rookie, right? And then he's like, yeah. They're like, we're all rooting for you. It's just like 3 or 4 random guys, and I'm like, yo, that's super cool that these 4 random side characters are cheering for little rookie. Belle over here, Autogonut, basically. Only he's
ここは危険。
not lost his sight. So anyway, like I was saying, they're driving him to the castle, and then Seer just comes running out of nowhere behind the cart with a necklace, like an emerald necklace. It says like, Belle, take this. This'll be like a token of good luck. And so Belle's like, alright, I'll take it. And he takes it. Well, it was kind of hard because, she was running and the cart was moving. She basically ran out of breath, but he got it. He got the charm, put it on. Good times all around. So then, he's still being transported. Again, I might get all of the things that I'm saying here in completely wrong order. I think after this, after that happened, it then cuts to, or, no, I believe it cuts to, actually, I believe it cuts to I forget. Again, I'm gonna get this all out of memory, or get this all out of order, but it's fine. You can just watch the episode yourself if you're confused. Or, well, you already watched the episode yourself, so you wouldn't be Actually, oh yeah, I didn't put spoilers. Shoot, spoiler warning. Oh, alright, that's a problem. Anyway, probably not a problem, but whatever. Anyway, like I was saying, so continuing on, it then brings the show to where Hestia and Hermes, all the gods and goddesses are waiting, all except for Mayak, Take, and Freya, I believe. And Hestia. No, Hestia's there. And so Hestia, Apollo, basically the main ones there, Hestia, Apollo, and Hermes. And so, while everyone's prepping, while things are going smoothly, oh no, sorry, after that, again, I keep on mixing up stuff. Basically, just to wrap up what I was saying, Hermes grants the power of Uranos, asks Uranos to grant him the power, which I'm like, what power? You're not even a part of this whole thing, but you are because you just are. And so, Hermes is basically given the power of basically Discord screen sharing, I guess, if that makes sense, or camera sharing, which is just live streaming. There you go. Has the power of live streaming and the war game to basically everywhere in Memoria. So everybody can see the war game happening from just magical portals, and that's including all the familias, like Loki familia and Takamikazuchi familia. Of course, all the gods and goddesses besides 3 who are in the banquet hall, or not banquet hall, but the meeting place from episode 2. 3. 2, 3, yes, 3. And that's all super cool. I think it's either before that or before that, before this or after the fact of that happening. This guy called, I'm gonna butcher the name, I think it's like, his name starts with an I think it's Ibra. He's sort of like the announcer, like the second-hand announcer for the Ganesha Familia, of the war game. For people who, I guess, aren't in Familias and who just want to watch the war game for free and not in the comfort of their own home, I suppose. Because not everyone can be granted the equal power of live streaming. I don't know. Wi-Fi isn't free. Yeah, Wi-Fi isn't free, They probably have to pay a fee to see the war game. But anyway, what I'm saying is that they hosted an event, the Ganesha Familia, they hosted an event where they also had the magic portal thing that was, connected into seeing the war game. And a bunch of people were there, and this guy whose name starts with an I says, alright, I am the second-hand announcer of the Ganesha Familia for this war game. And our first-hand announcer is Ganesha. Ganesha, do you have any words to say? I mean, if you've watched this show, if you're a veteran of this show, then you probably are. Well, if you're a veteran of the show and the game, then you probably know what Ganesha says, which is, I am Ganesha. And of course, he does not take anything seriously, and so, of course, everyone, especially Loki Familia, Tio and Tiona, Bet, and Aes are they're really watching it. They're all determined. They're all hopeful for Belle, which is great and all. Everyone's just really hyped. On the flip side of things, though, 30-minute mark, in a pub, I think it's Hostess of Fertility Pub, I'm pretty sure. Everyone's praying for Belle to win. Well, not everybody, Seer, but you get what I mean. But, there's a few people at the Hostess of Fertility because it's also live streaming there because it's like a sports bar now. It's very interesting. From pub to sports bar, really come far in the 2 seasons, which, and like the 30 million events and the 87,000 interacts that we've had in this show to get there. Anyway, and a few people, like some of the Buffy, I guess, adventurers are all betting on who's gonna win. As you would do in a sports bar, and not even in a sports bar, just like with any soccer, basketball, golf, anyone? Game. And a part of that whole, and everyone, and I mean everyone, besides Naza and Mord, are all betting on Apollo Familia to win. Like, they're dropping down 50Ks, 60Ks, I believe even, some, who don't want to put down too much, put 1K. I don't remember the numbers, but you get the point. And then Mort over here just drops a fat 100K on Belle. And everyone's like, that they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win, right, Mort? And then Mort's like, you'll see. And yeah, I was very proud of Mort in that moment. I'm like, Mort, you've really grown. I'm very proud of Mort. Mort believes. Mort has seen the Belle strike, and he just knows now. Anyway, that all happens, and then finally, we get to the castle, I think, or maybe that was earlier, but whatever. So now we are at the castle. We are shown the castle, and the Apollo Familia, who's inside the castle, are all trying to get ready for the war game. They're all trying to get last preparations up, trying to get all the archers into place, all the swordsmen into place, all the magic users into place. You know how it goes. And they're about to close the gate, so the war game can finally begin. But before that, Luan rushes in, saying like, wait for me, and then, the gate almost kills him. And then he's like, yo, guys, why would you almost kill me? I said to stop closing the gate. And then they're teasing him, being like, we wouldn't know, you're too short. And so I'm like, wow, y'all gotta be so mean to Luan. I believe Luan is actually the character from episode 1 that was a part of the fight that started this whole freaking thing. So I sort of felt a little sad about it, about how he was treated, but I don't know. Anyway, like I was saying, he was then forced to move Belle's cage, I suppose is what you would call it. Or no, not Belle's cage, but something. There was a cage he had to move or whatever. And so he pulled it in, and then it cuts to Daphne and the blue-haired girl, which we've talked about, what we talked about in episodes 2 and 1 a little bit. They're like the most important people of the Apollo Familia. For me, Hickentos, was that his name? Hickentos or whatever, Hikantos, forgot how to say his name. It's late, alright, it's 12 a.m. Shoot, it's 12 a.m. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back, because this is very big problems times. These are very, very, very big problems time. I will be right back. Yeah. Sorry about that, folks. My phone was on 3%, but I managed to catch that. There you go. Managed to catch that on time. I'm using my battery pack now because I haven't used it all day, so what a great time to use it. Anyway, so now that that's done, let's continue. So far to me, the most important people in the Apollo Familia are Ikantos, Daphne, the blue-haired girl, and Luan. At least for this episode. I mean, Daphne and Daphne and the blue-haired girl have been the most important so far. Hikantos is a bit of a potato, but I'm pretty sure we're done with him after what happened at the end of this episode. As well, the same goes for Luan, but you never know. Anyway, so Daphne and blue-haired girl then have a quick conversation as they're standing on, on one of the castle walls. One of the castle walls. And the blue-haired girl's like, like she's been saying this whole time, episode after episode. Well, not episode after episode, but episode 2. She said not to let him in and to stop this. Obviously talking about Bell and how he's going to just destroy everything, that hell will rain upon us. And, to stop this, but Daphne didn't listen. And I'm like, look, listen to the blue-haired girl, alright? Apollo Familia, I know that I want you to lose, but just listen to the blue-haired girl. Like, it's not that hard. And of course, none of them listened. And so, I thought that was really interesting. Also, which reminds me of last week's little quote from Blue-Haired Girl, I think, or whoever said that. Or no, it wasn't last week's, it was last week. No, episode 2 week. When Blue-Haired Girl said, a rabbit jumps over the moon and then devours the sun. So, that obviously, we already uncovered the first part of the message, but we still haven't uncovered the devouring part of. That makes sense. Oh, that makes sense so much. All right, now I get it. All right, like I was saying. So, I'll explain why it makes sense at the end. But anyway, so, or why I think it makes sense. But anyway, like I was saying, Hikantos, or not Hikantos. Anyway, then it begins. The war game finally begins, and apparently they have 3 days to defeat the Apollo Familia, or else they're done for. And so the Apollo Familia is like, they have 3 days. They're not going to attack right now. Instantly, whoosh, out of nowhere, freaking Rue attacks with Kurozo's magic swords. Being Speedy Gonzalez like she usually is, but besides Eyes and Bell, and like every other adventure. Besides a few people, but you get it. She was fast. She was cool. And everyone's like, what the heck? This is so weird. And, she was blowing up some of the walls. And then, Hesty hasn't said anything this episode besides what she said to Belle. And she's watching this, and she's just like, huh. And then Apollo's like, oh, that's nothing. As he's watching as well. And so, then, Rue proceeds to attack. Oh, yeah, wait, sorry. Sorry. Rue gets there, and then, they're like, send some guards out, or like the guards that are, no, wait. Oof, alright, I'm getting things wrong. Apologies, people. Apologize. Apologies. 40-minute mark. So, what Rue first does is that she just sneaks up to the wall. I mean, they see Rue, but they're just like, that's just one person. What can one person do? Instantly just tears an entire cut. Well, yeah, tears a hole in the wall. Like, doesn't tear it. Just tears a wall apart. Vertically, obviously. Not obviously, but you get the thing. So she tears open the wall into the castle. And then they're like, alright. Or Luan is like, oh, someone's broke the castle, or someone's advanced to the castle. And then, Luan says, we need 50 soldiers. Akento says we need 50 soldiers on her. And then, one of the 50 soldiers is like, 50 soldiers? That's half of our army. And he's like, well, that's what he says. And so then 50 soldiers go out to Rue, to where Rue is. Rue just kicks their asses instantly. With Kurozo's fire sword things. And then the swords both break, and then she's just using her elven powers, and then, just destroys them even more. And then while she's doing that, camera moves over to Makoto, being sneaky boy over here, as she zooms into the freaking palace, or not palace, zooms into the castle, and then starts taking down some people, and then some of the people from the Apollo family are like, when did she get in? Like, that's super weird. Go take her down. And so she manages to take some. Well, not again, but she manages to pass by that. She uses her gravity power, her gravity thing, and just lowers a bunch of people, and just destroys a bunch of the Familia. Not a bunch, but a majority. Not a majority, but a minority, a group of people in the Apollo Familia, with her gravity thing. And then Take, who's watching, is like, oh, like, come on, Makoto, we believe in you. And then Apollo's like, yeah, that still isn't gonna work. Like, it's like, oh, what? That like, he wasn't, like, super surprised, but he was like, what? That's crazy, but, it's not enough. And so, I'm sorry if there's no content now. I mean, there's just me talking, but, that's just me talking. Okay, let's get back into that. So, then Apollo's like, oh yeah, that's nothing. And then Essie is, still like, oh, okay, you'll see. And so, that was like the first of many shockers, I guess. Just seeing, like Rue and Makoto start off the fight that quickly, like, whoa, that was a little crazy. They're having a pretty hard time, but also not at the same time. And so, then what happens is that, I believe, trying to think. Oh yeah, you know, like, the Apollo family is sort of, like, shocked about this, but they don't really care. They're just focusing their eyes on others. Like, oh yeah, there's just 2 people, we can take them down easily. And so then, what ends up happening is that Hermes, you know, we cut to Hermes, and, well, Hermes, or someone says at some point that the Apollo Familia's movements are too quick. Like, that's not normal. Like, how did they guess all that? Someone must be telling them this. And then Apollo's like, oh yeah, it's just because I'm super cool. Like, my Familia is real smart. But then Shockarina over here, or Shookarina, because apparently there's a traitor in the Apollo Familia. Well, I forget whose movements were fast, but my point is, there's a traitor in the Apollo Familia. And because, you know, they were, you know, the Hestu Familia was able to just counterattack the Apollo Familia so far, so super well. So, like, who's the traitor? And, of course, it's announced in the live stream, if you will. They're like, what? There's a traitor? And then Apollo's like, who's the traitor? And then apparently the traitor is Luon. I'm like, what? Luon is the traitor? But then we get the big reveal, because then we see Luon open the gate that was closed, and lets Belle and Welf in. And I'm like, Luon, you're a part of this team now? Yo, homie, I have some respect for you now. Now, I think the biggest Shookarina, or the biggest twist, I guess, of all, no, I think the second biggest twist, which I really didn't see coming, is that Luon was actually Lily in disguise. And, yeah, apparently Luon, as you saw in the short story thing that we saw earlier this episode, Luon was basically just captured and watched over by Mayaka Naza somewhere else as he was tied up. And Lily just pretended to be Luon and helped Belle and Welf in. And so then Belle and Welf are on the castle. Apollo Familia is just, what? But they still keep their eyes on them. So, you know, both Welf and Belle are like, thanks, Lily, and then Lily is like, you're welcome, and then just continues to go off, and then Welf and Belle, Welf and Belle then, you know, continue, continue the crusade, if you will, or continue with the war game, with their grand entrance, getting near Hikintaso's room, or whatever, by getting on the bridge. On this bridge, there are a lot, like, there are magic users, there's a few archers as well, I believe, and of course Daphne, or no, not Daphne, yeah, Daphne is there. The blue-haired girl is with Hikantnos, or whatever. And so, Welf and Belle get there, and then Daphne's like, how'd you two get here? That's weird. Well, anyway, no matter. We're gonna strike you down and kill you. And so, then all the magic users power, I love this scene especially, for the meme, I suppose. You'll understand why in a second, if you haven't already. So, basically the magic users, the archers, they're all about to start their attacks. They're readying their attacks at Welf and Belle. Then my man Welf over here uses the greatest Uno card in history. The Uno reverse card on these guys. And all of their magic just explodes. And I guess the arrows explode. I don't know if they're archers anymore, I forget. It's been like an hour at this point since I've seen the episode. But that doesn't mean my memory isn't terrible. It's just lacking. But anyway. So, Lvl basically just destroys all the magic users. And Daphne's the only one left, and then Lvl is like, Belle, go, you can do it. And then Belle gets past Daphne. And then Lvl is left to deal with Daphne. While Belle heads for Hekitnos, or whatever. And then we cut to Lily, who's 50-minute mark. Fighting other Apollo Familia members to make it easier for Belle to do stuff. So, while Belle quickly runs up to Akintis's room, where also the blue-haired girl is. Sorry if she has a name and I just don't know it. That's just how it's going right now. He basically runs up there, and while that's all going on, Paul Camilla's like, what? This is crazy. This can't be happening. And Nancy's like, we're doing stuff. Like, we're progressing. But, you know, she doesn't actually say it. She just expresses it, I suppose. Without expressing it. Which is honestly just magic. And so, then afterward, not Hestia, trying to think, brain work, right, so I think as Belle and Lvl enter, or after Belle runs past Daphne, and Lvl just uses all of his, not all of his magic, but most of his magic on getting the other magic users deado. It cuts to Loki Familia, and Tiona, who, you know, and then it leaves, like, either Tiona or Tion to say, wow, he's doing really good. You know, Argonaut's doing really good, but why isn't he fighting? And then Bet's like, he's saving his power. He wants to use all of the for the final boss. He's fighting like a man, and I'm like, oh man, Bet just called Belle a man when freaking beginning of season 1. He called him a wimp. He called him a tomato kid. Now Belle's a man. That's how it goes. Quick progression. That's how it goes up in here, apparently. Which I have no problem with. So then Belle heads for Hekitsus's room, but you know, after the whole scene with the Loki Familia, of course Belle is close, getting closer. And then it cuts to Hekitnos with the blue-haired girl and others in the room. And then the blue-haired girl's like, Hekitnos, please, you must run. Like, something terrible is really going to happen to us if you don't run. And then Hekitnos is like, nonsense, and then just pushes her out of the way. And then out of nowhere, another sugar twist, not twist, but another shocking thing. Well, not really a really cool thing happens that freaking surprises everybody. So, like, before Belle does what I'm about to say, you know, of course, it all, you know, like, we get to see Makoto using all of her power again. Rue's still fighting. We see Lily fighting, and then Lvl fighting, and then Belle over here is like, oh, everyone's helped me so much, it's time for me to return the favor. And then freaking firebolts it. Freaking he firebolts like no one's ever firebolted before. And just blows the top story of the castle away, and brings Hekitnos down with it. And they're all, like, the castle's basically in ruins at this point, with all that's going on. And Belle is face to face with Echidnos, who's just like, how the hell did you do that? And then they're fighting, and then Apollo himself is like, what the hell is going on? This is insane. And then Echidnos is fighting Belle, and Echidnos is like, I've never, like, you weren't this strong before, what the hell? And, you know, Belle is just kicking this guy's arse like no tomorrow. And with that, you know, like, trying to fight him and everything, like, everyone's like, oh my god, he's doing it, this is so cool. You know, as he's like, yeah, you can do it, Belle, and all that. And then, just as, like, Belle gets really good hits on this guy, and then, I forgot what was, like, the thing that broke it, but, you know, the twist is that, you know, Belle was ultimately defeated because of, because of this power that Echidnos released. On the last second, it was like a homing in missile or scepter, I don't know, a homing in boomerang or something onto Belle, and it basically, like, really hurt Belle, and then Belle was brought to the ground, and then Echidnos is like, ha, I defeated you. And it's like, I win, and then Lily's like, no, and, you know, like, the emerald necklace that Seer gave Belle in the beginning, you know, like, rips off and off his neck and on to the you know, into the ruins. And then Echidnos is like, I did it. Or well, he has the expression, but doesn't express it at the same time. Magic. And so then Belle. So then Belle, looking defeated, everyone's like, come on, you can get up, Belle. Like, Hestia is, like, really surprised, and Apollo's like, yeah, we got this in the bag, we did it. And then Belle gets up again, for another twist. He gets up again. Like, he really does, so it's not really a twist. So he gets up, and, you know, Echidnos is like, huh, you survived that. You survived that, huh? Or I think sometime Daphne was trying to prevent Belle, or not Daphne, the blue-haired girl was trying to prevent Belle from defeating Echidnos. That's how, oh right, Belle was just about to kill Echidnos, like, right there, and then the blue-haired girl stopped him, and then he got the homecoming, the homing in missile thing, onto him, and then, you know, of course he was defeated, but then he rose up, like Hamilton, rise up over here, and he rose up, and he was super weak. He dropped the knife, like, he dropped, I think it was the Hestia knife, or just, like, a random knife, and then, you know, he had a lot of scabs and everything. Then Echidnos is like, huh, you survived that, huh? Well, I bet you won't survive this, and, oh, I don't care what Apollo says, I'm gonna kill you. And so then, Echidnos, over here, then just plunges straight at Belle with his sword, about to kill Belle instantly. Well, pulls out a new sword because his other sword broke. And, you know, just dives straight to Belle, about to kill him. And then Belle remembers what Eyes taught him, which was like, oh, at the final, like when you're close to defeat, and your enemy's tactics are predictable, that's when you can win. That's when you have your best chance of winning. Well, he has a flashback, and then it's connected with and then he ends the quote by actually saying it 1 hour mark, which is crazy. Well, I really expected this to be a long review, obviously. And so then Bell defeats. So just like that, Bell dodges Hikintos's attack, kicks Hikintos's sword up in the air, I think, and then gives him a good punch in the face, and then Hikintos is down. Hestia Familia wins. Everyone's happy. Bell thanks everyone. Everyone's like, what? Like freaking Ganesha, or the second-hand announcer, is like, well, isn't that an incredible win, folks? No one expected Hestia Familia to win, but they won! And then, some people were like, whoa! Like people usually do at this point. When something cool happens, or when something cool is about to happen. So, yeah. And of course, Mord wins all the bets, as well as Naza, because apparently she bet that Hestia Familia was going to win with money. Which, good for Naza. Like, kudos to Naza. Naza just got a bunch of money from that. And, I don't know if you know this, but, Naza and Nayak are pretty close familia. Unlike the Hestia Familia now, which I'll reveal in a second. And then, like, the minute that Bell defeats Hikintos, Hestia's like... Apollo's like, what the f... Like, he was, like, incredibly impressed, and then Hestia's like... Hestia's like... It's like, Apollo, you know what comes out of this, right? Because she can wish for whatever, and he has to accept it. And then, Apollo's like, Hestia, this is all just a joke, you know that, right? Like... I just thought you had a cute child, that's all. I just wanted to have him. That's all. And then she's like, I don't care. A deal's a deal. You have to do whatever I say. And I'm thinking over here like, alright, like, this is just gonna be this is just gonna be something stupid that she says. There's not gonna be any real change. Oh boy, was there some change. Oh boyo, was there a hell of a change at the end of this episode. See, now, before I say the greatest Shukarina of all time, the biggest twist of all time, I suppose. Again, let's review, really quick. Episode 1. Bell and Eyes dance and have a great romantic time together, and Apollo announces working. Episode 2, Hestia professes her love for Bell, and accepts the war game. Episode 3, a bunch of people join the Hestia Familia, and Soma is just amazed by Lily overcoming his wine. And episode 4. Not only did the Hestia Familia win the war game, but Hestia asked for Apollo's Familia to disband, for Apollo and his Familia to leave Arario and never come back, and, most importantly of all, basically just give his entire mansion to the Hestia Familia. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's more than cool. I mean, since the abandoned church was basically destroyed by them, it's totally not an upgrade at all that they are now living in a mansion. Yeah, that's not an upgrade at all. So that was cool. Like, now they're setting up in the mansion. Of course, the next episode is called the Heart something mansion, or the Hearthstone mansion, or the Heatstone, or the Flamestone, or the Flame Heart Mansion, or the Heart Flame Mansion, something like that. Home. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. But the other crazy thing that happened was that Hestia created the Hestia album, or emblem, or the Hestia Familia emblem, which is a bell and... Oh, did I already forget the emblem? I think it was a bell and fire. Yeah, it was a bell and fire, and that was the emblem. And I'm like, yo, we got an emblem now for the Hestia? Like, cause, you know, of course, Loki Familia has the Joker card. Does Myrick have one? Does Take have one? Does anyone have one except the Loki Familia? I have no clue at this point. I actually am questioning that. But now the Hestia Familia does, which is what? So, and of course then the outro plays, and then we're just left with the next episode title, which of course is the Hearthstone whatever mansion home, which I'm assuming is just a slice of life episode, I suppose, where we're just going to have to set up the mansion. Well, yeah, set up places in the mansion of where things are going to take place and all that. Like which room is which and what we're going to have here and there. And then also, it should set up, I believe, if not in the episode, at the end of the episode, set up for the next arc. Because I believe there's another arc in this season. Since the first arc took 4 episodes, sorry. I have no doubt in my mind that the second one will take 4 or 6. Since this one was so rushed, I feel like both arcs connect with each other somehow. But we'll see how that works past episode 5 or in episode 5. But so far, what I think is that episode 5 is just going to be a real chill episode, which I'm very happy about. So, let me just tell you, episode 4, the greatest episode of season 2. I know I said that last week about episode 3. I know I said that the week before about episode 2. I know that I said that before about episode 1. But they just keep on getting better. They just keep on getting better. Just like the seasons of Stranger Things. Just like the seasons of Escape the Night. Just like the seasons of The Office. All the seasons are great. But yeah, my point is that just magnifique, beautiful. Just great times all around. And look at how much stuff we got at the end of the episode. We got a lot of cool stuff, but not enough stuff. So yeah, a great episode all in all. I loved it. And I'm sure all of you loved it as well. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. But before we do that, before any of you do that, let's end this episode with what I think what it means, what the blue-haired girl said means, besides what we already know. So, a rabbit, or the rabbit, hops over the moon and devours the sun. Hopping over the moon obviously meaning freaking Apollo, overcoming the war game, you know, just completely dominating it, but then devours the sun. I think devours the sun might be a reference to the album or the emblem that Hestia made, which would sort of make sense because Bell is Bell, and in the emblem, Bell does I suppose the bell, 1 hour and 10 minute mark, I suppose the bell does devour the flame, which could mean the sun, because, you know, the sun is just a star, and stars are flames, and flames is just, I don't know, that's just what I'm thinking. But you know what? A flame can be a lot of things, a sun can be a lot of things, especially, you know, sun being flame and all that. Flames being part of the sun and all that. Tell me what you think. I think, like I said, I think the other thing, it could be is, the sun, I think, could be the happiness and, maybe like the happiness and the determination, or like the, I don't know, I feel like the happiness could be, I feel like the sun could be a symbol of, yeah, like I said, happiness or positivity, or, you know, like bright times, like the heroic era mentioned in Argonaut. I feel like it's a symbol of that. And so when it mentions that the rabbit devours the sun, it could possibly mean that Belle is somehow responsible for something dark, even, like, not even darker, but yeah, even darker than Apollo Familia just coming after him like Hitman.47 in episode 2. So yeah, Belle might be the cause of something huge devouring the sun, or you know what, or like cause of a tragedy or something, I don't know. Or the sun could actually mean Hykynthnos, I believe, because Hykynthnos, or you know what, the sun could be the war game. I don't know. It could be Hykynthnos because I believe he has red hair as well, and, you know, the sun is, well, it's red, orange, yellow. I mean, but, you know. So maybe it is that, maybe it's not. I really don't know. Let me know what you think. I feel like it's that, but you never know. Hopefully we'll find the answer sooner or later, and hopefully we can actually see more of Daphne and the blue-haired girl if we can learn her name, if I don't already know the name. If I don't already know the name well, I mean, I don't, but if I can figure it out, that'd be great. If you could tell me who the blue-haired girl's name is, actor-wise, if not, in show-wise, if not actor-wise, I'd like to know, just to stop calling her blue-haired girl. So yeah, that's what's going on. But yeah, just great episode all around. It's 1:14 in the morning. We're probably gonna have to get up around, I mean, not really at 6. We probably are gonna get up around 8. We're gonna watch a lot of YouTube. We have a few things to do tomorrow. A tour. Bought a lot of things today, like a backpack and a watch. Paris has just been a real fun time, except for sometimes, which I'll probably tell when I get back home in America. But for now, I'm gonna head to sleep. Well, I'm gonna try to head to sleep and just think about all this. I'm actually probably gonna rewatch the episode before I go to sleep, just to be amazed again. The crazy thing about this episode, though, which hasn't really happened to me, at all in the viewing of this season thus far, is that apparently Crunchyroll wasn't working for me when it came to the thing. to the episode, to the show, basically. Like, I went on Crunchyroll and it wasn't there. I couldn't watch the new episode. I actually had to go on Kiss Anime to download the episode and watch it myself. I had to download it and then watch it myself, which I mean I would already have to do, but you get the point. But it took a little bit more things to do than usual. So that was a little strange, but you know what? It worked for me. It was fun to not watch it on Crunchyroll, because if I watched it on Crunchyroll, I feel like there would be internet problems, because I don't have the best internet in the universe in this apartment, but I do have great internet, seeing as I've recorded more than 4 episodes here, Memoria Freese, and still been able to upload them without too many technical difficulties, except for that server potato in the beginning. But yeah, this has been a jolly time. Like I said, tomorrow, I haven't said this. Tomorrow, we'll continue with Secret Game, which last episode was just weird with that ending that I said. Secret Game? I didn't do anything there. What? That was just weird. It was just my attempt of trying to set up I don't know, just cringe. The benefits of... No, wait, not the benefits. What was it? The outcomes of recording Memoria Freeze at 12 at night. This is why I don't... This is why I am happy that I am in Paris and that I can record at 12 at night, 1 in the morning, without feeling really scared that the video isn't going to be uploaded on time. Because it will be in America, but it won't be in Paris. Haha! It's cool because it makes sense. Anyway, this has been me. This has been this whole episode. Oh yeah, things I should mention, besides Memoria Freeze, if you're interested in watching Escape the Night, obviously, YouTube Premium, you can watch it there, or you can probably find some pirated site and watch it there, or whatever, but yeah, this isn't a sponsored video. And then, if you, actually, I want to challenge y'all. If you can find a better ending song than the ending song for Season 2 of Memoria Freeze, if you can find a better one from a recent anime this year, that's just saying it twice. From an anime this year, actually, recent summer anime, I will give kudos to you. Definitely. 100%. If you can, though. Anyway, this has been me. I'm very tired, if you can't tell. I say I'm probably going to rewatch that episode, but I'm probably not. Because I'm just so tired. So yeah, I'm tired. This has been me. This has been the longest episode that I recorded here in Paris. And yeah, peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Ciao. Oh, and by the way, this is episode 457 of Danjon no Koiro wa Mashigate Mutsuka Memoria Freeze Y2 episode. Like I said, arigatou gozaimasu for watching, and sayonara.